Hey, hey, rock stars, are you ready to take your power back now? Lovers, have you been through a divorce, a heartbreak, a separation? Are you just tired of giving your power away to the collective conditioning of fear? Are you ready to land in your feminine essence? Are you ready to tap into your intuition, your beingness, your creativity, your confidence, your divine feminine expression? Oh my gosh, if so, then this is for you. My name is Vanessa Simpkins, coming to you live here from my bed. And I got some rad shit for you. Let me tell you what. Many of you guys know I published a book that launched a global women's empowerment movement, Take Your Power Back Now. The book was written and published in 2014, and it's almost like I wrote this book to save myself. Wow. And in the last couple of years, I've gone through a radical transformation. I am an intuitive healing artist. My work has been featured on Fox and NBC and NBC television. I've empowered thousands of women around the world. I'm a badass business coach. And in the last 2 years, I have activated, I would say, 3 core pieces that I want to bring to you in this session. A breakthrough session. If you're ready for massive breakthroughs in your life, I'm talking about nuclear explosive creativity. I'm talking about massive abundance. I'll drop a bunch of testimonials here below. The real key to all of this, there's 3 parts. The first part is understanding how your mind, your concepts of self, your decisions, this is really how we take our power back now. Are you deciding to play it safe, to keep yourself, are the decisions that you've made keeping yourself away from experiencing the pain of the past? Or are you opening your mind to love, money, abundance, impact, being seen and heard? How are you using your mind, or how is your mind using you? This is about being a conscious creator. The second thing that was very impactful in my own healing journey, in my own taking my power back now, is healing trauma. And I think it's a lot of what's missing right now in the manifesting world. You know, talk about manifesting, yeah, but if you still have trauma, attachment wounds from the past, you're always going to create and manifest from those wounds. And trauma lives in your body. Trauma lives in the body. It impacts your gut. It impacts the inflammation in your gut. And it also impacts your ability to hear your intuition. I'm not so much going to tell you intuitively. I'm going to show you how to crack your own intuition open, because you being in correctness with yourself, you healing trauma in the body, you actually getting in touch with the wisdom, the feminine wisdom that lives in your body. Oh, it's going to take you anywhere you want to go, everywhere you want to go. And you can't hear your own intuition if you're run by emotions, by trauma, by fear, by if you're being programmed by the collective, by the madness that's going out there in the world, by your ego, by this business coach, by that other guru out there. You've got to know how you manage and filter your own energy, where your power comes from, real power. What did Confucius say? Know thyself. That's real power. This is what I'm inviting you into. This third key I want to work with you on is human design. Wow, I've been in a deconditioning 2-year experiment, and it has been radical. Human design is kind of like astrology, and it's going to show you your marketing message. It's going to show you how you filter energy. It's going to talk to you about, you know, your strategy, your authority. How, in most people, when I started looking at this, I was like, I've been operating like a manifestor. I'm a generator. I'm a 4-1 sacral generator with the born on the cross of ambition, with the gate 54, my conscious sun, which is enlightenment and endarkenment. So I do a lot of shadow work, a lot of embodiment work with women. But the gate 54 is the highest, it's the most spiritual gate in the entire human design. It's the alpha and the omega. There's no right or wrong. There's no good or bad. It just is. And a lot of my work is about ascension. So it's the 54 is about the transmutation of the shadow of greed towards aspiration and ascension. And that is what I do. In the last 8 years, I have lived in Mount Shasta, Northern California, and Kauai, Hawaii. I did live in Southern California for a bit, but Kauai is like my spirit home. And I've been living here in Mount Shasta for 2 years now, that full time 2 years. What's really interesting, if you look into it, I was just had this my good friend and her mom here at the house. She's like, there are like pathways between Mount Shasta and Kauai underground, like the Lemurians and Palladians. Like, this is their playground. It's all about heart, goddess, love, creativity, the goddess, the divine. I'm like, yep. These are the only two places that I can call my home. And it's no joke. Ascension is no joke. Shadow work is no joke. Healing your inner child, healing trauma in the body, it is not for the faint-hearted. And it is a magic carpet ride. To know thyself, to not be conditioned by the mind, by your ego, by other people, by society, by the fear, by your parents, your family, your partner, your ex-partner. To really know how you operate and to allow that beingness. My life is guided by intuition and creativity. And I've always used my intuition in business. I used to, rock up my clients with like authentic branding and like, try this angle and like, this is what you're going to talk about in your video and like, this is how to spin this. And they'd go on to make 6- and 7-figure businesses. This is not me talking on my ass. Like, there's too many testimonials here for me to even, like, I have nothing left to prove to anybody anymore. But 2 years ago, my life drastically changed and I didn't give a shit about money anymore, which was just what is going on. My son, my progressed son, moved into Pisces, changed all my values, and I needed more time to be creative. I needed space, not just a want, a need. I'm a 1. I'm a 4-1. The juxtaposition is like freight train, vision from God. I get them. Burp, fart, digest, bitch, complain about it, but I surrender. God knows it's got me for life. I will do it. Just show me what you want me to do. And then once the vision is there, once it lands, it's full steam ahead. Get on board and get the fuck out of my way. It's a fixed destiny. It's what launches movements. I'm like a joker. I'm like a wild card in an ace of cards. When you go to like the casino and you play cards, you got a wild card, you got a joker in your hand. That's what I am. I play with left angles. I play with right angles. And if you have me in your back pocket, if you have me in your hand, you have a winning hand. That's why I've been able to help thousands of women in my 15+ year career. And now what I'm really interested in is imparting these tools to you. How to use your mind so it doesn't use you. How to take your power back from fear or from a relationship that's gone south. Because we're really looking at attachment wounds. We're really looking at all the places you give your power away externally to that love out there, that money out there to fulfill you, instead of you sourcing it yourself. Shadow work, human design, embodiment, and how that cracks open your intuition and your creativity. Let me tell you what, my life is a magic carpet ride. And I can't wait for you to experience the peace and the presence and the abundance, the super abundance. I've got gate 54, gate 53. 53 is super abundance. It's breakthrough. 54 is like Gary V, rags to riches. Nuclear creativity, nuclear abundance. And so I want to look at the shadows with you. I want to look at where you're giving your power away. I want to show you how you operate so that you can be correct for yourself and you can make your own dang decisions, not from a place of fear, not from a place of neediness, not from people pleasing, not by rescuing to keep love close to you, or, not from a place of need or desperation or fear, but how to really be correct with yourself and get everything you want. Come almost knock on your front door. It's way more fun. Way more fun. So I'm going to drop an availability calendar here below. You can book a time, pay for the session. We'll get on with, we'll do 90 minutes. You can let me know what you want to focus on. If it's a business idea, if it's healing, if it's a human design, you're going to need your birth time. And I'll pull up a reading. We'll record it. So you get to keep this. If we jump on like Google Hangout or something, it's not Google Hangout, what's it called now? Google video. And strap your titties on tight, girl. We're going to go on a magic fucking carpet ride. I've had some clients recently. I'll just tell you one quick story because it's just a beautiful, radical story. I'm also going to talk to you about health because, you know, you need to clean out your gut in order to access deeper levels of intuition. And that intuition is what allows you to navigate and bypass and overcome fear. Other people's fear, your own fear from the past. You need access to your intuition or you're dead in the water. And you can't have that receptive capacity if your gut's filled with trauma, inflammation, and a bunch of shit. So there's a lot of health practices that I want to share with you as well, because you need to feel safe in your body. You need to be in your body, not running around in your masculine, you know, not in a toxic feminine, like wet cloth on the floor, full of emotions. You need to know how you operate. You need to be able to access your intuition. So I'm going to tell you just a quick little story about one of my clients who did a lot of deep shadow work with me. And she had sexual abuse when she was very young. And she was in her 60s and contacted me and said, you know, I'm really ready to do the deep work because that's all you're going to get with me. FYI is cosmic and deep. The end. Okay. I'm not going to talk to you about Facebook ads. I'm not going to talk about surface shit. So she's like, I'm ready to do the deep work because I want to have a healthy relationship. And she had sexual abuse. And I was like, well, okay, here we go. You know, like I'm going to give you some practices. She chose to work with me in a longer form container. And, you know, showed her these practices to rescue herself, to reparent herself. You know, many women have, you know, had absent parents, absent father, absent mother wounds, you know, and then you recreate these relationships that are they just trigger all that pain again, over and over, or you just back out of relationships altogether because you're like, I don't want that to happen again. So she's like, listen, I'm ready. So we do some work and she messages me one day. She's like, listen, I just got super triggered at my family's house and I blacked out. I tried to go to a yoga class. It didn't work. And now my family is like having me go to the hospital to do a CAT scan because I just totally blacked out. Like I forgot, I just lost, like, I didn't remember what I was doing this morning. My family got worried and they sent me to the hospital. I'm in the hospital. She's like, I think I'm going through a healing crisis. And I'm like, yeah, you are, right? Our emotional bodies are just like our physical bodies. When there's too much pain, what happens? We have a coma. The body has a natural built-in response to pain. I was like, you're having a big emotional pain come up. And so your mind is like, blank out. I'm like, I bet they're not going to find anything on the brain scan, but let me know, you know, I'm here. And the next day she's like, yeah, you're right. Nothing, like they didn't find anything on the brain scan. I said, well, you know, you've got all the tools. Like, I'm not going to rescue you. I'm just going to show you how to rescue yourself. You know, you have these self-regulation tools now to like come back into safety in your body and go back and find that part of yourself that was so triggered and reparent that part and close that loop and become whole. And she's like, yep. And I checked in with her the next day. I'm like, how you doing? You still alive? She's like, you won't believe what happened. I'm like, tell me. She's like, I've been looking at this house next door. It's a multi-million-dollar mansion. I always wanted to live there because they have horses. I can have horses and all my dogs. And my clients just called me up this morning. They bought the house and they want me to live in it for the next year. She's like, I just manifested a multi-million-dollar house to live in, the exact one I wanted. I was like, yep. Not surprised. You see, when we're able to sit in the shit of the darkness, the pain, and create a new level of safety with it, everything passes through the eye of acceptance. I don't care what healing fucking modality you're into. And I've been on this journey a long time, you guys. I'm 43 years old. I started my healing arts practice when I studied spiritual psychotherapy at the Natural Health Institute in Montreal. And I studied under a acupuncturist for 2 years. That was cool. Looking at how the emotions, you know, impact the body. That was a long fucking time ago. A long time ago. Any healing modality you get into, everything passes through this eye of acceptance. You're going to do EFT tapping. What is it? I heal love myself, forgive myself, accept myself. Everything passes through this eye of acceptance. That's how we actually change and transform. It's not by avoiding it. It's not by, smoke, drink, porn, fuck, whatever it is, the addiction to like escape that. No, it's diving right into it and accepting it. So whatever darkness, whatever like shadow, and we're all on this journey of ascension right now, the whole planet, different levels of awakening. Not for the faint-hearted. You'll lose your mind. And you'll be so happy you did. But I can guide you on this journey, is what I'm trying to say. There's like a system and a process to all these things. So to the extent that you can sit with those shadows and not run away from them, do something different, look at yourself with radical honesty, radical responsibility, and radical self-love, you can transform just about any shadow. And then what you have is, to the extent that you can be in that dark shadow and embody it and accept it, then you have access to that extent of the light on the other side. Because we're all of it. And when you see you, then other people can see you too. But not before. How would that impact your business? I want to look at all these things with you. What's your marketing message? Where's the trauma? What's going on for you? How have you protected yourself from having everything that you want through the decisions in your mind? We can talk about business too. There's not much I haven't done in business. I ran masterminds, $90,000 a month advertising budget, ran a team of 30 people, ran masterminds, VIP days, retreats, email marketing. We can talk about all those things, but that comes after. That comes after you getting correct. You get correct with you. You be your beingness. You have access to your intuition. It's not being muddied around by the external. You're not looking for validation out there. You're not looking for love out there. You're present. You're in your body. You have access to that intuition. You know how to make decisions and take your power back now. Skyrocket to a whole new level, next evolution of you birthing. If that's something you want to experience, then book a time with me here below. You pay for the session. Again, we'll record it. And then if we get on together and you're like, I want to keep doing more of this, we can cook up some kind of way to continue working together. And if not, that's cool too. But I can't wait to hear what divine synchronicity brought you to my website to watch this video and bet on yourself, to learn new things, to do the hard things, to change, to heal, to evolve, to grow. Yeah, I can't wait to hear what synchronicity brought you here. And to celebrate, this next evolution with you. What must die in order for something new to be born? And you don't have to do it alone. How cool is that? All right, Rockstar. Long video, 18 minutes. Can't believe it. Book your time, hit the link, and I'll see you real soon. Oh, you're going to need your birth time. If you want me to do human design, you need your birth time. So make sure you got that too. Time and place, location. All right, Rockstar. Love you so much.